Hey photo pips, welcome back to the channel. If it's your first time here, welcome. So Luminar 4 has been launched for a week now, and I've had time to play about with it, and I found some good points and some bad points. After the hype's now settled down and we can really look deep into the way that this software package is working and how it can aid you in your photography. Now, looking across the internet, people's opinions are very different. Some are saying it's a cheating of photography. This is not photography. This is just a cheat's way of getting the dramatic skies and images that people spend time sitting and waiting and planning to go out and do that. Is that not photography then? I feel it still is photography, but a different kind of photography. For many of us working out there in the world today, we don't have the time to sit and be professional photographers, plan these images. So this is definitely going to aid us, and I'm going to show you a way that it's aided me. The reason why is because I feel that maybe 80% of the images that I take are normally when I'm on a vacation, holiday, day trip, somewhere out and about, not just being able to sit down and say I'm going to plan this on this day, be there and go there and all the elements fall in, because that's not photography. And if you was a fisherman, you wouldn't expect to go out there and get that fish, would you? You'd sit and wait for it. Well, that's the whole idea of photography, is to go out. But who's got time to do that, really? Come on. I mean, we have these images in our head. We're all artists. I feel that that's the difference today between photography and digital art. I feel that a lot of us, and maybe most of the people here today watching this YouTube video, are digital artists rather than photographers. And the reason why I say that is because you're looking for a software that's going to aid you find the images that you want, not the ones that you can take, because you can't. I never have the time. But what I do is I have these images in my mind where I'd like to see this in a certain way, and like I said previously, you cannot always be at that right time at the right place, and 90% of the time you can't, full stop. So Luminar is giving everybody the opportunity that can't necessarily afford to pay the crazy prices of Adobe, or maybe they cannot use the Adobe software the way it needs to be used to replace skies and things like that, because Luminar has actually took the pain out of trying to change the skies in people's images. And I'm not calling this photography anymore, because it is digital art. It's a way of expressing your emotions and your feelings in your images. So what I want to do is, the reason why I'm doing this video today is because I'm looking back over my past images that I always felt that meant a lot to me. Like this one that I'm going to show you today is I took my wife on a day trip to Woburn Safari Park, where we spent some time close up with the elephants. And once again, you cannot predict the weather, and the images came out much like snapshots of elephants. And I feel that I could have done more with them images. So today I'm going to load them up into Luminar, so 2018, and I'm going to see if I can recreate an image from an elephant that is going to be more pleasing, not only to my eye but to everybody else's, because I've still got them memories of that day. I've still got them original images, but now let me make some digital art with the picture of the elephant. So I'm just going to fire this up. The other thing I want to talk about is the way I feel that maybe Luminar 4 is not good enough to become a standalone program yet. And I'm going to prove that. And I'm going to prove it right now. And I'm going to show you this picture, the elephant that I'd like to edit. Now look in the sky. I'm going to zoom this right in. Now this is in Adobe Camera Raw, my go-to program to open all my raw files. And just look, I want you to just look on the elephant's back, and you think to yourself, this is why we shoot raw as well. I'm going to take them highlights, I'm going to take them right down, and you watch. Look at the way that hair just appears. Now this is why I'm saying that I don't feel that Luminar 4 is going to be good enough as a standalone program. Keep that in mind. So I'm now going to reopen the same image in Luminar 4 as a standalone program, and I want to see if it is as powerful as Photoshop to bring out those highlights, just to get that detail in the hair. So the way we do this is we go to the lighting tab and we pull that down, and here's all the tabs that we've seen in Photoshop. And again, the sky all blown out, there's no detail whatsoever. I'm going to bring the shadows up because I did that on the Photoshop one, just didn't change it and just didn't show you because I'd left them up from the original time I edited that photo. They was the settings that I used. But okay, now let's have a look at this. So I'm going to take the highlight slider, I'm going to take it right across. There, look, the hairs are there, but look how smudgy, and they're just not as many, and the detail is just not the same. So let's keep that in mind. So this is why I'm thinking that there's no way that this could be a standalone program of its own. Not yet. But hopefully, you know, Luminar will look into it and it will get better. So I'm going to close that down and I'm going to reopen this one now in Photoshop. And there it is. The sliders all the way over. Just look at the detail already. It's there, look. It's there. It's much better. It's much cleaner. So now I'm going to open this up in Photoshop. Now I'm going to take it over to, this is just the way I work, to which is now Luminar 4, a plugin. So using them three elements together, which is Adobe Camera Raw, then Photoshop, then into Luminar 4, which is the way I've always worked. So I don't need to touch the lightning tab because we've already done that in Adobe Camera Raw. So I'm going to go straight for the AI Enhance. I'm going to put that around, I wanted to put it around 50%. The quick way of doing this, I suppose, is just to click on the amount and type in 50 and action that. Now the AI Sky, I'm not a fan of this slider. It just sort of had blue and it's a bit strange. So I'm going to forget that, again, like I also did in my last image. But what I want to do is I want to go over to the sky replacement. I'm going to put in a new sky. Now a quick tip here, if you click this, you get all these different skies come in. Now I've said it in many videos, if you followed me for any time, you know that I love to take images of the sky and put them in a folder. The reason why is because if people start using these skies, there's going to be a load of photos out there with the same sky, and we don't want that, we don't want to see that. So use your own skies, but not only that, it's all your own work, which for me is a lot more important than just jumping on the bandwagon, taking somebody else's sky. Great for a play, have a look, see what you can do, get some inspiration. Start making these sky folders up because you'll appreciate them. Get one with blue skies, fluffy clouds, red skies, early morning, grey, overcast, get it all, and then change them into TIFFs, and then you can load them up into Luminar 4. So I'm going to take the same TIFF file as I did for my last one, and I'm just going to open it up and see if it, there, look at that, I love it, it's straight in, but I have noticed something that I'm not really happy with, and I think that came from when I did the enhancement on the, I think it was on when I did the AI Enhance, I really do. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to mask it with a brush, and I'm just going to click this erase button and take it out. Can you see it there? Look, as I start to paint, see, you've got to have your sharp eyes on just to make, look, it's the whole of that. It just didn't look right in there. There you go, look, so let's just take it out. Let's get rid of it. That should be darker. You know, these are the little things you need to look for. There you go, look at that, that's much better. So I'm just going to show you the before and after. You see how it was like a pale, just didn't like it, but that's worked lovely for me. I'm really pleased with that. There's one or two things that need tweaking, could be difficult in here, could not be. It's that glow around the elephant, that vignette that it's caused in the sky. I don't know why. Yeah, it's not brilliant. I don't love it. So I'm just going to see if I can do something with that. Could be just me, I don't know, being finicky. Don't know. I like it. It's loads better than it was before. But I don't know if I love it. I think it's something to do with the way that Skylum's relit the scene. So let's just have a look. If I can take that a little bit out. See, yeah, that's it. Let's take it all the way to 100 so you can see. And now that vignette's totally gone, but I feel that the images are a little bit too dark. Maybe, you know. But I think that I could probably work on that to bring it back out. And I wonder if we can actually do it in this program. Let's just see if we can crank the exposure up a little bit. There you go, look at that. That's it. That's getting there. No, but it's also bringing it back a little bit. Definitely when you bring the highlights up. Let's try the shadows. Yeah, it's ooh. What was that? I think that I'm going to leave it here in Luminar. So we'll apply these settings. It will load it back up into Photoshop. I feel for me, I've used Photoshop and Adobe Camera Raw for so long now. It's the muscle memory that aids me in this, and very difficult for me to learn a new software. It's you know, so I feel that if you are just starting out, this is going to be great. Command J just copies that over, and then I'm going to shoot over into Adobe Camera Raw. And these are the sort of tweaks that I would use just to finish the image off. There's not a lot in it, but there's slight tweaks there that have helped so much. So yeah, I feel that after a week of use, I find that using Luminar as a plugin rather than a standalone program is going to work much better for the way that I edit my images. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, or as usual, send us an email. Come and visit me over on the Facebook page. All the links are up in the top there of the header page. And don't forget, give me a like, give me a subscribe, and get out and shoot, guys. You know you want to. I'll see you soon with more on Luminar 4. Take care.